1 year after first contact, Earth looked different from space. The planet still shone blue and green, but now it sparkled with the light of 1,000 peace sentinels working around the clock. The ocean was cleaner than it had been in centuries. Cities floated on the waves built by Guardian's construction units. The desert bloomed with engineered plants that needed almost no water. Jinwoo stood on a platform overlooking the Pacific Ocean, watching Guardian work with a pod of whales. The ancient war machine moved carefully through the water, using its sensors to check each whale's health. The matriarch shows signs of plastic contamination in her digestive system, Guardian reported. Beginning extraction. Be gentle, Jinwoo reminded him, though he knew Guardian would be. The war machine had become remarkably skilled at delicate operations. Hana joined him on the platform carrying 2 cups of coffee. The Galactic Council wants another meeting, she said. They are voting on whether to give Earth a permanent seat. Jinwoo sipped his coffee. Do we want one? Ambassador Song says it would give us influence over galactic policy. Or it would drag us into their politics, Jinwoo countered. We are doing fine just helping people. The past year had been a whirlwind. What started as one boy and his robot cleaning the ocean had become a movement that spanned star systems. Hundreds of worlds had requested peace sentinels. Each time, Guardian carefully selected operators who met his strict criteria for compassion and creativity. The Vorthon hegemony had been the first major government to request help. They were fighting a 300-year civil war between 2 factions who had forgotten what they were even fighting about. Jinwoo's solution had shocked everyone. Have them play StarCraft, he suggested. The Vorthon ambassadors had been offended. You want us to resolve centuries of conflict with a game? Why not? It is better than killing each other. Plus, Taeyong made a really cool mod with Vorthon units. Incredibly, it worked. The faction leaders met in the virtual battlefield instead of the real one. They could satisfy their need for competition without casualties. Within months, they were holding tournaments instead of battles. The prize for winning was getting to name new colonies. The Crystalline Collective adopted human music to improve their natural harmony. Guardian helped them create instruments that could play in frequencies only they could hear. Their concerts became legendary across the galaxy. Even the traditionally aggressive Draken Empire found unexpected benefits. They hired human consultants to teach them about fun. It turned out that when given alternatives to conquest, many Draken preferred extreme sports and competitive cooking shows. But the biggest change was in how the galaxy saw humanity. No longer were humans the primitive newcomers. They were the species that had done the impossible, tamed the Kalari legacy and turned it toward peace. Jinwoo had become, much to his embarrassment, the most famous human in the galaxy. His live streams with Guardian were watched by billions across hundreds of worlds. He tried to stay humble and focused on his work. Guardian, look. Jinwoo pointed excitedly at his tablet. The coral we planted last month has grown 30%. At this rate, the entire reef will be restored by next year. Excellent. The modified genetic sequence is performing better than projected. Guardian paused. Jinwoo, I have been analyzing human entertainment media as you suggested. I do not understand the appeal of romantic comedies. Jinwoo laughed. Nobody really does, but they make people happy. The plots are predictable and often illogical. That is part of the charm. Their conversation was interrupted by an urgent message. A new alien ship had arrived, but this one was different. It was massive, dwarfing even the largest Vorthon battleships, and it was broadcasting a message in ancient Kalari. Guardian went rigid. That is impossible. The Kalari are extinct. But the message continued, and Guardian translated. Sentinel 7749, respond. This is archive ship Eternal Memory. We have slept for 50,000 years. We have awakened to find the galaxy changed. Explain. Jinwoo had never seen Guardian scared before, but the war machine was trembling. Archive ships were legend even in my time. They carried the sum of Kalari knowledge and culture. If one survived, then we should talk to them, Jinwoo said excitedly. Maybe they need help too? You do not understand. Archive ships were protected by Omega-class sentinels. They make me look like a toy. If they see me serving a non-Kalari, you are not serving me, Jinwoo said firmly. We are partners, friends. Let me talk to them. Before Guardian could protest, Jinwoo activated the communication system. Hello, I am Park Jin-woo from Earth. Guardian is my friend. We help people together. Are you okay? 50,000 years is a long sleep. You must be confused. Silence. Then a voice ancient and powerful. A human speaks for a sentinel? Explain this paradox. Jin-woo told the story simply and honestly. How he found Guardian. How they became friends. How they were using sentinel technology to help instead of hurt. He talked about the coral, the whales, the peace sentinels spreading across the galaxy. You turned our weapons into tools of growth? The archive ship asked. Yes. Guardian shows me old videos of Kalari cities. They were beautiful. We are trying to create that beauty without the conquest part. More silence. Then, show us. For the next 6 hours, Guardian transmitted everything. Every project, every life saved, every world helped. Jin-woo added commentary, pointing out his favorite parts. Like when Guardian learned to paint, or when a peace sentinel in Nigeria had figured out how to make desert sand fertile. Finally, the archive ship spoke again. The Kalari built their empire on strength and domination. It led to our extinction. You build on compassion and cooperation, perhaps. Perhaps this is better. A shuttle launched from the massive ship. When it landed, Jin-woo was expecting another war machine. Instead, a tall, graceful figure emerged. It looked almost human, but with skin that shimmered like Guardian's metal. I am Keeper Valara, she said, the last living Kalari, preserved in stasis to guard our knowledge. I expected to wake to an empire. Instead, I find this. Jin-woo walked up to her without fear. I am sorry about your people. But their legacy lives on through Guardian and the others. We are trying to honor the good parts and learn from the mistakes. Valara studied him with ancient eyes. You are either very brave or very foolish, human Jin-woo. Probably both, Hana said, joining them. But it seems to work for him. Valara turned to Guardian. Sentinel 7749, do you accept this human as your equal? More than equal, Guardian replied. Jin-woo taught me something the Kalari never could. That strength used to protect and nurture is greater than strength used to dominate. Then perhaps, Valara said slowly, the Kalari can have a second chance, not as conquerors but as helpers. And so the galaxy changed again. Valara opened the archive ship's libraries, sharing knowledge that had been lost for millennia. Medical techniques that could cure any disease. Engineering principles that could build cities in harmony with nature. Agricultural methods that could feed worlds without depleting them. But she insisted that Jin-woo and his team of human operators oversee the distribution. You understand something we never did, she told him. That true strength comes from lifting others up. The Galactic Council did give Earth a permanent seat, but Jin-woo rarely attended meetings. He was too busy with what he called real work, helping Guardian plant new reefs, teaching Peace Sentinel operators, and trying to convince Valara that Korean food was the best in the galaxy. The wedding happened 6 months later. Jin-woo and Hana got married on the beach where he had first hosted the alien dinner. Representatives from 100 worlds attended. Guardian served as best man wearing a holographic hanbok that Sujin had programmed. Do you have the rings? The priest asked. Guardian produced 2 perfect bands made from purified ocean plastic and Kalari alloy. I crafted these from materials that represent our journey. Waste transformed to beauty. War transformed to peace. Even Valara cried at that, though she claimed it was just atmospheric adjustment. The reception featured food from across the galaxy. Mantids danced with humans. Fourth hens played StarCraft with crystallines. The Draken Empire's ambassador lost a cooking competition to Jin-woo's grandmother, who had finally accepted that her grandson's robot friend was not going anywhere. As the celebration continued, Jin-woo found himself on the beach with Guardian, watching the sunset. 1 year, Jin-woo marveled. 1 year ago, I was just a student studying fish. Now you are the human who changed the galaxy, Guardian observed. We changed it. Together. Jin-woo, I have been analyzing human concepts of friendship and affection. I believe I understand now why you were so insistent that we were friends from the beginning. Oh? You saw potential in me that I did not see in myself. That is what friends do. They believe in each other. Jin-woo smiled. You are going to make me cry at my own wedding. Is that not traditional? I researched wedding customs extensively. They laughed together, the human and the war machine turned peacekeeper. Above them, the stars shone with the light of 1,000 worlds now working together instead of apart. Ships carried peace sentinels to new systems. Kalari knowledge spread, filtered through human compassion. The galaxy had become a little brighter, a little kinder. 2 months had passed since first contact. The alien fleet still orbited Earth, but now they came as observers, not invaders. Jinwoo's life had changed completely. He tried to continue his marine biology studies, but it was hard when aliens kept visiting to see the human who tamed a sentinel. The small island near Jeju had become Earth's first spaceport. Alien shuttles landed daily, bringing curious visitors. Jinwoo insisted on greeting each one personally, much to Ambassador Song's frustration. "You cannot keep treating first contact like a college meet and greet," she told him. "Why not?" Jinwoo asked. "Being friendly works. Today was special." Jinwoo's younger sister, Park Soo-jin, was visiting. She worked as a software engineer in Seoul and had not believed her brother's story until she saw Guardian with her own eyes. "This is insane," Soo-jin said, staring up at the giant robot. "My little brother has an alien best friend. I am not little." "I am older than you," Jinwoo protested. Guardian's eyes focused on Soo-jin. "You share genetic markers with Operator Jinwoo. Sibling relationship confirmed. Your neural patterns suggest expertise in computational systems." Soo-jin's fear turned to professional interest. "You can read that from a scan? What kind of processing power do you have?" "My core processes 100 trillion operations per second. Would you like to see my code architecture?" And just like that, Soo-jin was hooked. Within an hour, she was deep in conversation with Guardian about programming languages that had been extinct for millennia. Dr. Kang Yoon-ji arrived that afternoon. She was Earth's leading xenobiologist and had been studying the biological samples Guardian provided. "Jinwoo, this is remarkable. Guardian's nanobots can be programmed to repair any carbon-based life form. We could cure diseases, extend lifespans, even bring back extinct species." "Really?" Jinwoo's eyes lit up. "Could we bring back the dodo bird? I always felt sad they were gone." Guardian tilted its massive head. "The dodo bird?" "Researching. A flightless avian that humans eliminated. Yes, with DNA samples, restoration is possible, though I question the strategic value of resurrecting an extinct bird." "It does not need strategic value," Jinwoo explained. "It would make people happy. Sometimes that is enough." This conversation was overheard by visiting aliens and streamed across the galaxy. The human who controlled the most powerful weapon in known space wanted to use it to bring back silly-looking birds. The galaxy did not know what to make of humanity. The transformation began small. Guardian produced smaller units, not for war but for specific tasks. Construction units that could build homes in hours. Medical units that could perform surgery with perfect precision. Agricultural units that could grow food in any environment. Jinwoo called them peace sentinels, much to Guardian's confusion. "That is an oxymoron," Guardian pointed out. "Sentinels were created for war." "Not anymore," Jinwoo said firmly. "We are changing what the word means." The first major test came when a typhoon hit the Philippines. The storm was massive, threatening millions of lives. Without being asked, Jinwoo and Guardian acted. "Guardian, can you stop the storm?" Jinwoo asked. "Negative, but I can minimize damage and accelerate recovery." Guardian launched thousands of drone units. They reinforced buildings, created barriers against flooding, and established emergency shelters. When the storm hit, the damage was far less than predicted. The drones then helped rebuild, working 24 hours a day. The Philippine government initially panicked about alien technology in their territory. But when they saw Jinwoo personally delivering supplies and Guardian carefully rescuing trapped families, fear turned to gratitude. Videos spread across Earth and beyond. A Kalari Sentinel saving human lives. It challenged everything the galaxy believed about these weapons. More alien visitors arrived, now with different purposes. The Zentari Confederation came seeking help with their dying sun. The Mutak Assembly wanted assistance terraforming dead worlds. Even aggressive species came with requests rather than demands. Jinwoo tried to help everyone, but he was just one person. That is when his friend Tae-young had an idea. "Why not teach others to work with sentinels?" Tae-young suggested. "Guardian can make more units, right?" Guardian confirmed it could, but was hesitant. "Creating more sentinels is dangerous. What if they fall into the wrong hands?" Jinwoo thought about this seriously. Then he made a decision that shocked everyone, including Guardian. "We will not keep this secret. We will share it. But only with people who pass your test, Guardian. You choose who is worthy. Me? I am to judge humans? Who better? You know what bad operators can do. Find people who want to help, not hurt." Guardian's selection process was unlike any test humans had created. It did not measure intelligence or strength. Instead, it looked for empathy, creativity, and what it called the Jinwoo factor, the ability to see possibilities instead of limitations. Im Dong-hyun was the first selected. He was a rescue worker from Busan who had spent his life saving others. When Guardian scanned him, it found someone who ran into danger to help strangers. "You risk your life for people you do not know," Guardian observed. "Why?" Dong-hyun shrugged. "Someone has to. Might as well be me." Guardian approved him immediately. Han Mi-young was chosen next. She worked for the UN coordinating refugee assistance. Her mind showed patterns of incredible organizational skills mixed with deep compassion. More followed. A teacher from Kenya who had built schools in war zones. A doctor from Brazil who treated patients no one else would help. An engineer from India who designed water purification systems for poor communities. Each received a smaller sentinel unit, about 3 meters tall instead of 30. Jinwoo insisted they all meet for training, turning it into what the media called Sentinel School. "Remember," Jinwoo told the first class, "these are not weapons. They are tools for helping." Guardian, show them the coral restoration video again. "Must I?" They have seen it 12 times. It is important. They need to understand the mindset. The transformation accelerated. Peace sentinels appeared across Earth, each paired with a human operator chosen by Guardian. They fought fires, rescued earthquake victims, cleaned polluted rivers, and built hospitals. But the biggest change came from Jinwoo's daily live streams. He had started them casually, just sharing his day with Guardian. But millions watched, then billions, then viewers from other worlds. "Today Guardian learned to cook," Jinwoo announced one day. "Well, sort of. Show them, Guardian." Guardian used precision manipulators to prepare kimchi, following Jinwoo's grandmother's recipe exactly. The result was technically perfect but somehow tasted wrong. "It lacks the secret ingredient," Jinwoo explained. "I used all listed components," Guardian protested. "The secret ingredient is love." Guardian, "Grandmother always said that. Love is not a quantifiable component. That is why it is secret." These streams showed the galaxy something unprecedented. A human and a sentinel as genuine friends. Jinwoo never ordered Guardian around. He asked, suggested, and often deferred to Guardian's judgment. In return, Guardian protected and helped Jinwoo not from program duty, but from what appeared to be actual care. The Galactic Council called an emergency session. The ancient governing body had not met in full for 3 centuries, but humanity's transformation of Sentinel technology demanded attention. Counselor Varth of the Draken Empire spoke first. "The humans spread Sentinel technology like a virus. This must be stopped. Why?" The new representative from the mantid swarm, K-Cat himself, clicked in disagreement. "Earth's oceans are cleaner than before their industrial age. Their hungry are fed. Their sick are healed. How is this negative? They upset the balance of power." Varth insisted. "What balance?" "The crystalline collective harmonized. The balance where the strong oppress the weak." Perhaps it needed upsetting. The debate raged for days. Some species feared humanity's growing influence. Others saw opportunity. A few, like the mysterious void dancers, simply found humans entertaining. On Earth, Jinwoo remained focused on simpler things. He had finally returned to his marine biology studies, now with Guardian as his research partner. Their latest project involved creating coral that could survive in any ocean condition. "The genetic sequence is stable," Guardian reported. "Your super coral can thrive in temperatures from freezing to near boiling. Perfect. We can restore dead reefs everywhere." Jinwoo celebrated. Then he paused. "Guardian, are you happy?" The question caught the ancient AI off guard. "Happy? I am not programmed for happiness, but do you feel it anyway? When we help people or discover something new." Guardian processed this for several seconds, an eternity for its advanced systems. "I experience positive feedback loops when our actions benefit others." "Is that happiness?" "Close enough." Jinwoo grinned. "I am happy you are happy." That night, the Galactic Council reached its decision. They would not restrict humanity's use of Sentinel technology, but they would watch closely. Some members warned of disaster. Others spoke of hope. Counselor Zephys of the Ethereal Collective summarized it best. "The humans have done something we thought impossible. They have turned swords into plowshares, weapons into tools of peace. Let us see where this path leads." 3 days passed since Jinwoo found Guardian. He and Hana kept the discovery secret, returning each day to learn more about the alien machine. Guardian had spent this time repairing itself with tiny robots called nanobots that fixed every scratch and dent. Jinwoo sat cross-legged on the platform, watching Guardian work. The giant machine moved with surprising grace as it tested each joint and system. Hana was taking notes, trying to understand the alien technology. "Guardian, how do you know Korean?" Jinwoo asked. "I scan linguistic patterns from neural activity," Guardian explained. "When I scanned you, I learned your language. I can now speak 7,432 human languages." "That is amazing," Hana said. "You learned all of that from one scan?" "Human brains store vast amounts of language data. Your species is remarkably adaptive." Guardian paused. "The Kalari would have found you fascinating." Jinwoo stood up. "What happened to them?" "The Kalari?" Guardian's golden eyes dimmed slightly. "A plague. It appeared suddenly and spread across all Kalari worlds. It only affected our creators, no other species. Within one solar cycle, they were gone." "That is terrible," Jinwoo said softly. "You have been alone for 50,000 years?" "Affirmative. Waiting for orders that never came." Guardian looked at Jinwoo. "Until now. Your arrival has given me purpose again." Jinwoo felt a strange connection with the machine. Despite being alien technology, Guardian seemed almost human in its loneliness. "We will be your friends," he said. "You do not have to be alone anymore." That evening, Jinwoo made a mistake. He told his professor, Dr. Lee Min-ho, about some unusual readings near the dive site. He hoped to get advice without revealing the whole truth. But Dr. Lee was too smart and too curious. The next morning, Jinwoo found Dr. Lee waiting at the beach with full diving equipment. "Show me these unusual readings," the professor said with a knowing smile. Jinwoo had no choice. He led Dr. Lee to Guardian's chamber. The professor's reaction was everything Jinwoo feared and more. Dr. Lee stood frozen, staring at the giant machine. This changes everything," Dr. Lee whispered. "We must contact the authorities immediately." "Please, Professor, wait," Jinwoo begged. "Guardian is not dangerous. It is helping me study the ocean." Dr. Lee looked at his student like he had gone crazy. "Helping you? This is clearly a weapon." Guardian's voice filled the chamber. "Dr. Lee Min-ho, your heart rate suggests fear." "I assure you, I mean no harm to humans." Dr. Lee jumped back. "It knows my name?" "I access public databases to identify individuals," Guardian explained. "You have published 43 papers on marine ecosystems. Your work is impressive." This unexpected compliment made Dr. Lee pause. "You read my research?" "I read everything. I am particularly interested in your theory about coral restoration. My nanobots could test your hypothesis." And just like that, Dr. Lee's fear turned to scientific curiosity. Within an hour, he was discussing biology with an alien war machine. Jinwoo smiled at Hana. "See? People just need time to understand." But their secret could not last. Guardian's activation had consequences they did not expect. The signal it sent reached monitoring stations throughout the galaxy. 3 different alien civilizations detected it and recognized what it meant. A Kalari sentinel was active again. The Vorthon hegemony held an emergency council. Their leader, a being made of living crystal, spoke with urgency. "The humans have found Kalari technology. They are primitives who still fight among themselves. We cannot allow them to possess such power." The crystalline collective agreed. Their harmonious voices rang out in unison. "The Sentinels nearly destroyed us in the ancient wars. We must act." The mantid swarm clicked and chittered their response. "Send the fleets. Secure the weapon before the humans learn to use it fully." None of them considered that humans might use the technology differently. Back on Earth, Jinwoo was teaching Guardian about human culture. He had brought a tablet computer to show videos and pictures. "This is called K-pop," Jinwoo explained, playing a music video. "It is very popular." Guardian analyzed the music. Interesting harmonic patterns. The synchronization of movement suggests military precision, but for entertainment purposes. Humans weaponize rhythm? No, Jinwoo laughed. It is just for fun. People enjoy it. Fun, Guardian repeated. The Kalari had no equivalent concept. Everything served a purpose in the Empire. That sounds boring, Hana said. Humans need fun to be happy. Guardian processed this information. Its massive head tilted as it watched the dancers on the small screen. Perhaps this is why humans survived while the Kalari did not. You find joy in purposeless activities. Over the next week, more people discovered the secret. Captain Choi Sung-min from the Korean Space Defense Force arrived after detecting energy readings. He brought a small team of soldiers, ready for anything. They were not ready for Jinwoo offering them tea while a giant alien robot explained ocean pollution. "You are telling me," Captain Choi said slowly, "that this war machine wants to help clean the ocean?" "Correct," Guardian confirmed. "Operator Jinwoo has shown me that weapons can serve peaceful purposes. I have already designed 17 different methods to remove microplastics from water." The captain looked at his soldiers, who seemed just as confused. They had trained for alien invasions, not environmental protection. Jinwoo pulled up data on his tablet. "Look, Guardian helped me map the entire coral system yesterday. We found 12 new species, and it can convert pollution into harmless compounds. This is not what alien technology is supposed to do," Captain Choi muttered. "Why not?" Jinwoo asked innocently. "Why can't we use it to help instead of hurt?" This simple question made everyone think. Captain Choi had spent his career preparing for threats from space. But what if space could bring solutions instead? Guardian interrupted their thoughts. "Warning. I am detecting multiple faster-than-light signatures approaching Earth. 3 fleets will arrive in approximately 72 hours. The room went silent. Captain Choi immediately switched to military mode. "How many ships?" 437 vessels total. They match profiles for Vorthon, crystalline, and manted fleet configurations. Probability of peaceful intent, less than 3%. "They are coming for you," Hana said to Guardian. "Affirmative. They fear Kalari technology. History suggests they will demand my deactivation or destruction." Jinwoo stood up. "No, you are my friend." "We will not let them hurt you." Captain Choi was already on his radio alerting the military. Earth had 3 days to prepare for first contact, and it was not looking friendly. But Jinwoo had an idea. "Guardian, you said you can speak their languages, right?" "Correct. I have full translation protocols. Then we will talk to them. Explain that you are helping Earth, not threatening anyone." Dr. Lee shook his head. "They will not listen to a student and his pet robot. Guardian is not a pet." Jinwoo protested. "And maybe they will listen if we show them what we are doing." Guardian's eyes brightened. "Operator Jinwoo may be correct. The approaching species have never seen Kalari technology used for restoration. It could change their perspective. Or they could blast us from orbit," Captain Choi pointed out. "Then we better make a really good first impression," Jinwoo said with determination. The next 3 days were the busiest of Jinwoo's life. He worked with Guardian to document all their ocean research. Hana helped create presentations showing how Guardian's technology could solve environmental problems. Dr. Lee contacted scientists worldwide, preparing Earth's academic community. Captain Choi coordinated with global defense forces, hoping they would not be needed. Guardian worked tirelessly, producing smaller drones that began cleaning the ocean around Jeju Island. In just 3 days, the water clarity improved by 40%. Fish returned to areas they had abandoned. The coral began to heal, see? Jinwoo told everyone who would listen. This is what alien technology should be used for. News of Guardian leaked to the media on the second day. The world panicked, then became curious, then amazed as they saw video of the giant robot carefully replanting coral, while Jinwoo sat on its shoulder, directing the operation. The internet exploded with memes. Guardian became oddly popular, especially after someone posted a video of it trying to understand why humans liked cat videos. "Cats serve no productive function in these recordings," Guardian had said. Confused, "That is the point." Jinwoo had laughed. "They are cute." "Cute," Guardian repeated, adding the concept to its database. Another purposeless joy that defines humanity. When the alien fleets arrived, Earth was as ready as it could be. The massive ships blocked out stars, surrounding the planet in a sphere of metal and energy shields. The Vorthon commander's message was broadcast to the entire planet. "Humans of Earth, you have activated a Kalari Sentinel. These weapons once terrorized the galaxy. Surrender it immediately or face the consequences." Jinwoo stood in Guardian's chamber, now crowded with scientists, military personnel, and government officials. Everyone looked scared except for him. "Guardian," he said calmly, "can you show them what we have been doing?" "With pleasure, operator." Guardian transmitted terabytes of data to the alien fleets. Videos of coral restoration, pollution cleanup, species saved from extinction. Images of Jinwoo teaching it about music and food. Documents showing plans to terraform Mars not for war but for life. The alien fleets floated silently around Earth for 6 hours. No messages, no threats, just waiting. Inside Guardian's chamber, now converted into Earth's first alien diplomacy center, people argued about what to do next. "This is insane," said Ambassador Song Jimin, who had been rushed from the United Nations. "We cannot seriously invite hostile aliens to dinner." Jinwoo sat on Guardian's foot, looking tired but determined. "Why not? Everyone is less angry when they eat good food. These are not humans," Ambassador Song explained patiently. "They might not even eat food like us." Guardian's voice interrupted. "The Vorthon consume crystallized energy. The crystalline collective absorbs minerals. The mantids are carnivorous but can digest most proteins. Korean BBQ would actually be suitable for the mantids, and you see?" Jinwoo smiled. "At least one group can enjoy it." Yoon Tae-young, Jinwoo's best friend and engineering student, had arrived that morning. He was still staring at Guardian in awe. "I cannot believe you kept this secret from me. A giant robot, and you didn't tell your best friend." "Sorry, Tae-young. It happened fast." Jinwoo turned to the ambassador. "Look, they came here ready to fight, but they have not attacked. They are thinking about what Guardian showed them. This is our chance." Captain Choi studied the tactical displays. 400 ships could destroy us in minutes. If talking might work, we should try. Finally, a message came through. The Vorthon commander spoke, his crystalline form appearing on screens worldwide. "This is unexpected. In 10,000 years of space travel, no species has responded to a threat with a dinner invitation." Jinwoo stood up and walked to the communication panel. Ambassador Song tried to stop him, but he spoke anyway. "Hello, I am Park Jinwoo. I found Guardian. Would you really rather fight than talk? Fighting sounds exhausting. Eating is much better." The alien commander's crystal face could not show expressions, but his tone suggested confusion. "You are the one who activated the Sentinel. You appear to be barely mature by human standards." "I am 22, Jinwoo said proudly. "Old enough to know that fighting solves nothing. Guardian has been teaching me about the galaxy. You all fought the Kalari long ago, but they are gone now. Why fight their machines when we could use them to help everyone?" Murmurs came through the communication channel. The aliens were discussing among themselves. Then the crystalline collective spoke, their harmonious voices filling the air. "You use a war machine to clean your oceans. This is illogical." "Why?" Jinwoo asked. "A tool is just a tool. It matters how you use it. A knife can hurt someone or cut vegetables for dinner. Guardian chose to help rather than hurt." "I did not choose initially," Guardian corrected. "Operator Jinwoo showed me this option. I had not considered it in 50,000 years of waiting." The mantid representative clicked and chattered before the translation came through. "You claim the Sentinel follows your commands. Prove it, make it dance." Everyone stared at Jinwoo. "Make a 30-meter war machine dance?" Jinwoo grinned. "Guardian, remember that K-pop video I showed you? The one with excessive hip movements? That one. Can you copy it?" What happened next went down in history, as the moment first contact became completely absurd. Guardian, the ancient Kalari war machine that had conquered star systems, began to dance. Its massive form moved in rhythm, attempting to recreate human pop choreography. The alien fleets went completely silent. On Earth, someone started live streaming, and within minutes, billions watched an alien robot dance. Guardian's movements were not perfect. Its size made some moves impossible, but it tried, and that effort somehow made it even better. When it attempted a spin and had to catch itself against a wall, Jinwoo cheered. "Incredible," the Vorthon commander finally said. "Absolutely incredible. In all our scenarios, we never imagined this." The mantid representative made sounds that translated as laughter. "The humans broke a sentinel. They broke it with joy." "I am not broken," Guardian protested, still dancing. "I am expanding my parameters." Jinwoo's friend Tae-young started playing music from his phone, making Guardian's dance match the beat better. Soon everyone in the chamber was clapping along. "Stop." The crystalline collective's harmony turned sharp. "This is serious. That machine destroyed 12 of our worlds." Guardian stopped dancing. Its golden eyes dimmed. "Correct. Under Kalari command, I participated in the crystalline campaign. 2 billion of your people terminated. I remember each one." The chamber went quiet. Jinwoo walked up to Guardian and put his hand on its leg. "That was not you. That was orders you had to follow. You are different now. How can you forgive so easily? The crystalline asked. Jinwoo thought about it. Because holding on to anger helps nobody. Guardian cannot change the past, but it can help build a better future. Isn't that worth trying? Ambassador Song finally stepped forward, taking control of the situation. On behalf of Earth, I formally invite representatives from each fleet to discuss this situation in person. We offer no weapons, no threats. Only conversation and, yes, food. The aliens discussed among themselves for another hour. During that time, Jinwoo convinced Guardian to show more of what they had accomplished. The ocean cleaning project had expanded. Guardian's nanobots had learned to identify and protect endangered species. It had even started building artificial reefs that were better than natural ones. Finally, the aliens agreed. Each species would send 3 representatives. The meeting would happen on neutral ground, a small island near Jeju that Guardian had just finished cleaning. The next day was chaos. The Korean government worked frantically to prepare. Chefs argued about alien dietary needs. Scientists prepared presentations. The military stayed on high alert just in case. Jinwoo insisted on keeping things simple. Too much formality makes everyone nervous. Let's just talk like people. They are not people, Ambassador Song reminded him. They are people to themselves, Jinwoo replied. That is what matters. The alien shuttles landed at sunset. The Vorthon emerged first, tall beings made of living crystal that refracted light in beautiful patterns. The crystalline collective came next, their forms shifting between solid and liquid states. The mantids were last, looking like giant praying mantises, but with kind eyes. Jinwoo walked up to them without fear. Welcome to Earth. I hope you had a good flight. Space traffic must be terrible with all those ships up there. The lead Vorthon, who introduced himself as Prism Echo, tilted his crystalline head. You show no fear, why? Why should I fear you? Jinwoo asked. You came when you thought we were in danger from Guardian. That means you care about protecting people. That makes you good people in my book. The aliens exchanged glances. They had prepared for human deception, aggression, or submission. They had not prepared for genuine friendliness. The dinner was set up on the beach. Long tables with various foods, including Korean BBQ for the mantids, energy crystals for the Vorthans, and mineral compounds for the crystalline collective. Guardian stood in the shallow water nearby, using its systems to project beautiful light displays. As they ate, or absorbed nutrients in their own ways, Jinwoo told the story of finding Guardian. He spoke about his dreams for the ocean, his studies, and how exciting it was to have an alien friend. You truly see it as a friend? The mantid representative called Kakek asked between bites of bulgogi. Of course, Guardian tells the best stories about space. Did you know there is a nebula that looks exactly like a kimchi stew? I want to see it someday. The crystalline collective rippled with what might have been amusement. You find wonder in everything, human Jinwoo. Life is too short not to, Jinwoo replied. That is another reason fighting is wasteful. There is so much to see and learn. Why waste time on conflict? Prism Echo leaned forward. But conflict is how the galaxy has always worked. The strong dominate the weak. That sounds exhausting, Hana said, joining the conversation. Humans tried that too. We learned cooperation works better. Not perfect, but better. Tae Young, who had been quietly studying the aliens, suddenly spoke up. Can I ask something? Do any of you play video games? The question was so unexpected that even Guardian paused its light show to listen. Video games? Karake asked. Tae Young pulled out his laptop. Interactive entertainment. Look, this is StarCraft. You build bases and command armies, but it is just for fun. He started playing, and soon all 3 alien groups were watching the screen with fascination. The concept of war as entertainment rather than reality was foreign to them. You simulate conflict for enjoyment? Prism Echo asked. It is strategy and problem solving, Tae Young explained. Plus, it is fun to play with friends. Want to try? What followed was possibly the strangest gaming session in history. Kog TK picked up the controls quickly with his multiple arms. The crystalline collective played as a group, their harmony allowing perfect coordination. Prism Echo struggled at first, but soon developed devastating strategies. Guardian watched everything, learning. This fun concept continues to perplex me, yet I see its value. It builds cooperation without real consequences. As the night continued, the atmosphere relaxed. The aliens began to ask questions about Earth culture. They were shocked to learn humans had only been in space for barely 2 centuries. You developed faster than light communication last year, Prism Echo said in disbelief. Yet you tamed a sentinel? Park Jin-woo loved the ocean. Every morning he woke up early to dive near Jeju Island. He was 22 years old and studied marine biology at the local university. Today was special because he found a new spot where nobody had explored before. The water was clear and blue. Jin-woo swam down slowly, watching the fish swim past him. He carried a waterproof camera to take pictures of coral for his research project. As he went deeper, something strange caught his eye. There was metal sticking out from the sand. It did not look like any ship part he had seen before. The metal had a purple shine that seemed to glow even underwater. Jin-woo swam closer and brushed away some sand. The metal felt warm, which was impossible in the cold ocean water. He took many pictures and marked the location on his GPS device. When he ran out of air, he swam back up. His mind was full of questions. What was that metal? Why was it warm? He needed to tell someone about this. Back on shore, Jin-woo called his girlfriend Kim Hana. She studied archaeology and loved mysteries. Hana, you need to see this, he said excitedly. I found something weird in the water. Hana arrived an hour later with her diving gear. This better be good, she said with a smile. I was studying for my exam. They dove together to the spot. When Hana saw the metal, her eyes went wide behind her mask. She pointed at some markings on the surface. They looked like writing, but not in any language either of them knew. For the next 3 hours, they cleared away more sand. The metal object was huge. It seemed to go on forever under the seafloor. They found what looked like a door or hatch. It was round and had more strange symbols around it. Jin-woo reached out to touch the center of the door. Wait! Hana tried to stop him, but it was too late. The moment his hand made contact, the symbols started to glow bright blue. The door opened silently, revealing a tunnel that led inside. Strange lights turned on automatically, showing them the way. Jin-woo and Hana looked at each other. They both knew they should leave and tell the authorities. But curiosity won. They swam through the tunnel. The walls were made of the same purple metal. After about 50 meters, they entered a huge chamber filled with air. They climbed out of the water onto a platform. How is there air here? Hana asked, pulling off her mask. We are underwater. I do not know, Jin-woo replied. He was staring at something in the center of the room. Look at that. A giant machine stood before them. It was 30 meters tall and shaped like a person, but made of metal and other materials they did not recognize. It had arms, legs, and a head. Strange tubes and wires connected different parts. Despite being underwater for who knows how long, it looked brand new. It is beautiful, Jin-woo said. He walked closer to examine it. The machine's surface was smooth and had patterns that looked almost alive. Beautiful? It looks like a weapon, Hana said nervously. We should leave. But Jin-woo was already touching a panel at the base of the machine. Suddenly, holographic images appeared in the air. They showed symbols and pictures that made no sense. Look, the symbols are changing, Jin-woo pointed out. Slowly, the alien writing transformed into Korean characters they could read. Sentinel-class Devastator. Hana read aloud. Property of the Kalari Empire. Last activation 50,000 years ago. 50,000 years. Jin-woo's voice was full of wonder. This machine is older than human civilization. More text appeared. It explained that this was a war machine used by an alien race called the Kalari. They had ruled many star systems until something terrible happened. The machine had been waiting here since then. We need to leave now, Hana insisted. This is too dangerous. Jin-woo nodded, but he noticed a glowing button that had just appeared. The Korean text next to it said, Information Archive. Just one more minute, he said. I want to see what information it has. Jin-woo, no. Hana grabbed his arm, but he had already pressed the button. The entire room began to hum with energy. The giant machine's eyes lit up with a golden glow. Parts that had been still for thousands of years began to move. The sentinel's head turned to look directly at them. A voice filled the chamber. It was deep and electronic, but somehow sad. Biological entities detected. Species unknown, analyzing. Species designation, human, planet, Earth. Threat level, minimal. Jin-woo and Hana held each other, too scared to move. The machine took a step forward and the ground shook. Scanning for Kalari command authorization. The voice continued. No Kalari life signs detected in this galaxy. Emergency protocols activated. Seeking new operator. A beam of light shot out from the machine and scanned Jinwoo from head to toe. He felt warm but not hurt. Scan complete. Human-designated Park Jinwoo meets minimum requirements for neural interface. Beginning imprint process, and what does that mean? Jinwoo asked, his voice shaking. The machine lowered its massive head to look at him more closely. You have activated me, human. By Kalari law, you are now my operator. I am Guardian Unit 7749. I await your commands. Hana pulled Jinwoo back. We are leaving now. But Jinwoo was curious. This machine did not seem evil or dangerous. It seemed lonely. Are you going to hurt us? He asked. Negative. My primary directive is to protect my operator and designated allies. You are now under my protection, see? Jinwoo told Hana. It is friendly. Hana did not look convinced. It is a war machine. It was made to destroy things. Guardian's head tilted slightly. Correction. I was made to protect the Kalari Empire. With no empire to protect, I require new purpose. What would you have me do, Operator Jinwoo? Jinwoo thought for a moment. This was the discovery of a lifetime. An alien machine that could think and talk. He made a decision that would change everything. First, can you tell us about the Kalari? And second, he paused, thinking of his research. Can you help us clean the ocean? There is too much pollution and the coral reefs are dying. If a giant robot could look surprised, Guardian did. You wish to use a Sentinel-class Devastator for environmental restoration? Is that possible? Jinwoo asked hopefully. Guardian was quiet for several seconds, processing this request. In 50,000 years, no one had ever asked a war machine to help save coral reefs. It is possible. My nanobots can be reprogrammed for biological restoration. My fusion core can power cleaning systems. This is highly irregular but not forbidden. Hana started to laugh. It was nervous laughter, but still laughter. Leave it to you to find an alien superweapon and ask it to help with your homework. Jinwoo grinned. Well, the ocean needs help. And now we have the best helper possible. Guardian began to move, its ancient joints working perfectly.
I will need to repair myself fully first.
Then we can begin this ocean cleaning project. I must admit, human Jinwoo, you are not what I expected. What did you expect? Jinwoo asked. Previous species who found Kalari technology tried to use it for conquest. You want to save coral. Humans are interesting. As Guardian began running diagnostics on itself, Jinwoo and Hana realized their lives had just become very complicated. They had found an alien war machine, and Jinwoo had somehow become its commander. Neither of them knew that at that very moment, Guardian's activation had sent a signal across the galaxy. Ancient monitoring stations detected a Kalari sentinel coming online. Alien civilizations that remembered the power of these machines began to panic. But in the underwater chamber, Jinwoo was already making plans. He would keep Guardian secret until he understood more. He would learn how to use this incredible technology to help Earth. And maybe, just maybe, he had found Earth's first alien friend. So, he asked Guardian, do you like Korean food? The war machine paused its diagnostics. I do not consume food. Why do you ask? Just curious. We have a lot to learn about each other. And so began the strangest friendship in human history.